Hello, dear viewers, and please remember this series comes with a parental guidance warning. There will be moments of extreme gore, violence, some tense and intense language used, and if that's possibly might be too triggering for you, remember we do here at Ant we also provide series that don't come with such a hard parental guidance warning. But that's right, you do know with that parental guidance warning what that means. That means we are going into our favorite fleshy amusement park utilizing the Cypher system. Yes, it's time for the Mystery Meat Pit Cypher System Edition. Yay! And in our last episode, we had Maury going up to the room and finding a very interesting gift left for them by DG. And, well, what was waiting for them was inside their closet was another entity from the seventh dimension, and his name was Orbalex, the Devourer of Worlds. But in this dimension, he looks like a character from Sesame Street, just with no eyes and a lot of mouths. But hey, with the promise of more pizzas to come, and as long as he's quiet as he eats, he'll go anywhere Maury tells him to go. And Moonlight enjoyed a lesson about silica-based beings and a warning. Do not trust the rock humans. And when she had heard the last bit of what was a scuffle from outside, she found Riley and Xavier beating the hell, as if the two had been beating the hell out of each other out of a few hours. But as she was taking Riley back, Xavier just happened to start mentioning, I am a rock. I am an island. And Moonlight underestimates herself all the time. She thinks she's dumb, but in that moment, she recognized the danger that was right there in front of her, and she took Riley and went straight inside. But what Moonlight didn't know is that the house recognized the danger in front of it as well. And that triggered a certain event with Xavier because he knew his time of employment with the Dark God and his time here at this house was over. His little charade was done. And then with Sticky Joe, we saw the manliest display of man that has ever manned. I mean, that man. He took a blow that triggered a lost memory and had a massive altering on Alkenfell's little beloved Wendigo project. Sticky Joe will understand this after he comes back from his astral projection and going down a deeper journey. And most importantly, though, right now, we're going back to Bethany, as she had finally eaten the meal she had been waiting for, and it was pretty good, but she didn't know. She just needed something more. And as she was getting ready to head out, the door literally got cut in half as the dwarf-sized killer. It was finally time for him to claim his prize and to bring an end to this little fucking game. He was done. But because causing damage to the house and everything, you don't fuck with the house, man. So the house literally created the perfect arena because this is a living entity. It was actually susceptible to the dwarf-sized killer's virus, but it was able to keep all the effects of the horror movie tropes to this one little private room. So right as they started to battle, he released this massive spray of black ink. But as he was transformed as Bethany was charging at him, screaming "Omelette du fromage," what had actually started to happen, because, Bethany couldn't hear it over her screaming and just the revving of the chainsaw, there was a lot of cracking and snapping coming from the DSK. His limbs were elongating. His legs were actually splitting in half and becoming moist tentacles, and his face was becoming more cephalopodic. And as Bethany, roll me a d20 with your might. Okay. As you swing your chainsaw, literally the ink, everything splits from the area you are, and your chainsaw smashes into the ground. You're not doing any damage because there's nothing there. You sickened me. I've watched you for so long. I loved you as my potential victim. So long ago, you are tainted. Bethany, give me another D20 roll. This is a DR5 agility roll.
It's a one.
Oh, you rolled a 1. So, Bethany, first things first, you, in the flash of your eye, you see a scissor coming at you. You duck out of the way out of that one. It still nicks your shoulder. Blood sprays from it because he literally cut off a chunk of your shoulder. You're gonna lose a good amount of you. It doesn't. This isn't going to take a lot of health from you, but this is going to have a good effect on your might when we talk about that. But slices off a chunk of your shoulder, showing the meat and the bone, and just it's literally about a good 45-degree angle of your shoulder's been cut off. Now, but then you turn your shoulder, you spin around trying to think you're going to dodge out of the way of one of his next movement of the blade, but no, he wraps one of his tentacles around your leg, up around your waist. I knew it. I knew you were the perfect final girl. You're disgusting.
I'm disgusting. First off, you have all these chemicals and don't know how to use them. She would try to use the chainsaw to slice at his tentacle.
Give me a might roll, but here's the thing, Bethany. You have lost a substantial amount of might because now holding that chainsaw is extremely hard with one arm, so you have to use two. So your might pool is going to be losing half of its value. So be very wise with this might pool. Now, roll me a DR4 might roll, please. What did you roll? Oh, you rolled a 4. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Well, Bethany, you go and you attempt to slice his tentacle, and one of his other tentacles, the remaining other ones wrap up into a ball, like a wrecking ball, and smacks it away out of your hands.
Damn it!
He overpowers you, slamming you to the ground, and as he looks at you, Bethany, I knew it! I knew you were the perfect one. You were my final girl, because you were a little nasty little slut. I know what you did with him, so that's why you're gonna die right here, right? And then that's when everything goes purple. Bethany, everything goes purple. Everything has like a purple light to it. And you just hear a familiar, that's where I'm going to need you to stop right there, you cephalopodic nightmare, son of a bitch.
Oh my god, I never thought I'd be so happy to see you. Help me.
You see Nathan standing there, but the Nathan that's standing there, it's, yes, the typical girthy one, but now he's wearing what looks like a white suit pants and a white suit jacket, but he has no shirt underneath. But even though there's that bulbous stomach, he has a fucking six-pack. Look here, DSK. This is where you're gonna need to understand the truth of the moment. You see, you're wrong about Bethany and I. Because I have to tell you something, DSK. I gotta tell everyone the truth here. You see, had a lot of girls in my day, wanted more from me. But there's only one way to start a family. And I know you can't believe it's true, but I'm man enough to say to you, I'm a virgin, never got close enough. Home phone blowing up, but I'm waiting for the right person, trying to act super tough. But inside, I'm a 12-year-old boy. I see you looking out in the wrong way, but I won't give it up. Some models trying to sound fake, 'cause I never humped. And I know you want to, but I'm man enough to say to you, And Bethany, how are you reacting to this as this song is just erupting all over the place? Dwarf Size Killer literally drops his blade and he's just like, fucking virgin? What? You're a fucking virgin? And literally, Nathan starts shrinking skinnier and skinnier, and his hair actually gets nice, and actually, he turns into a very attractive man, and he's just fucking dancing. And that's when you see literally fucking Robbie, the one of the Italian mafia guys, but he's in his human form, and you see him just playing a synthesizer in the background. So, Bethany, you don't need the roll for this because now everything's turned to a difficulty 0 because in DSK's eyes, you were what he called you, a promiscuous woman, a slut, and he thought you were sleeping around and that you slept with Nathan, but Nathan is a virgin, so you're pure. And pure girls and horror movies can't fucking die. And all of a sudden, there's just a bandaging on your shoulder, and it's been treated. You get a good bout of your might back. And so, Bethany, I need to know what your reaction to all of this is now. As the tentacles let you go and the DSK is just shaking violently as Nathan's just all of a sudden just appearing all around him, singing around him.
Well, there's Bethany actually just as stunned as the dwarf size killer. She actually gives him kind of a look, and I think they would actually share a look at that moment. But as he drops his blade, she looks at that, and well, she picks up his blade and jams it in his back. Jams it so far. Well, correction. She dips low and jams it straight through that constructed pillow butt cheek of his. Basically, give him the Vlad Taylor treatment.
Actually, as it goes all the way through his back, where his ass used to be, that synthetic couch ass, and goes out through through the bottom of his throat, he just turns and looks at you. And because there's just that horror movie trope still, as Nathan is just erupting and singing the final verse of I'm a Virgin, the lights, everything start bursting around you. Nathan's shirt's billowing in the wind. And that's when that really orchestral horror music takes up, and you fucking grab DSK by his fucking shirt, and you pull him close, and he's just, yeah. Alkenfeld told me to do this. And he drops dead.
I'm the dude from March, bitch.
Did Bethany register that last remark from him, or did that go over her head, or did she actually take it in?
She caught it, but she wanted to say that.
He drops dead, and Bethany, everything calms down, but there's still like that music video aesthetic going on with Nathan as he's just performing still. But how are you in this moment after you have conquered over this fucker that's been chasing after you for days now?
Well, taking into account what he just said, Bethany kind of just slumps on the floor and kind of thinks like, Alkenfeld sent him specifically to kill me, or is there more to this? It's like I'm just a fucking recovering drug addict who's been marketing and barely does their job. Yet somehow, no, this has to be something else. So she wants to find out. But she looks at Nathan and looks at the weapons that she has, and she sees. You remember she has a shotgun. And
You know what, Nathaniel? Now he's got some really nice cornrows. He's wearing a purple suit with a black tie, just giving you the eyes, Bethany. And this is when he slowly starts walking up to you, Bethany. He goes, "So, listen, I was thinking maybe, look, Moonlight owes me a date, but girl, you took my breath away." He takes away a little rose from his pocket, puts it out behind your ear, Bethany, and I'd love to cash that in with a double date with Riley and her and me and you, girl.
I don't know about Moonlight.
And as you're just like shocked and stunned and you're leaving this area, Nathan's just, yeah, let me just serenade you away, girl. And that's when you just hear the last thing Nathan belts out as you're leaving out of the room is just, every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny. I close my eyes. And like even the house is like bumping now. All of a sudden, there's like a concert going on in there. Girl, you drive me so crazy. I love you, Bethany. And that is how we close out this moment with Bethany. And Bethany, how quick do you run back to you? Where do you run to? Where do you go?
She's not running. She owes him. This. She's already throwing up in her mouth for what she has to.
I will say this, Nathan does not turn back into that big bulbous form. He is keeping this kind of like very sexy form he's got now. So I ain't gonna lie, he got it going on.
Either way, it's like a bit. She just knows her luck. He's gonna wake up and be right back to what she fucking.
Oh, oh. Well, see, here's the thing. This was the last event of the night. So, Beth, so this is when I will now switch to Sticky Joe. Because this will transition us from the final night of this event here at the house, the first night of the house, and before we go into finally into the next day. So, Sticky Joe, are you there for me, my man?
I'm here and Sticky.
So, as I told you, and the first things first is, as I told you, like you saw that memory come to you, that's the thing that you're being led to. Joe, you have forgotten so much in your life, and to be able to truly control your chakrams and your chi is knowing how to accept the love we have been given by all of those around us and how to let it go. You haven't even learned to accept the love that has been given to you. So how can you learn to let go? Joe, I need you to see what is behind this door. Will you be strong enough to watch it now?
I don't know, but Joe will try.
I believe in you, Joe. Now, please, go through that door.
I'm gonna backflip through it.
I get to make something really cute now. So, as you backflip, you're just thinking, but you're turning younger, younger, younger. And this was never a backflip. This was a backwards somersault you were showing your dad you can do. And your dad's just, yay! God damn it, son. You just keep getting bigger and bigger every day. Just look at you. Joe, you're 6 years old and you're with your dad. And he's taking you to your favorite little animatronic pizza place. They're playing their little junkyard like, you know, I will say it's like a River Otter junkyard pizza parlor. And so the River Otters are playing their junkyard music up there on the stage. And you've had a terrific birthday because your dad, he got all of your friends from school. Everyone was there. Everyone was there. And you see your mom, she's never been so happy. And this is when your sister was still a little baby because she's being held in a carrier on your mom's chest, but there's not a look of disdain or anything. Whenever she looks at you, she just looks up with the biggest smile, happy to see her big brother. You're running around, you're having such a great time, Joe. This moment, it just feels like it's never going to end, and that's when you get to the arcade machines. You're playing, and then that's when you see Pac-Man, and you're just, oh my god, you've been wanting to play Pac-Man so bad. You have not gotten, you've only gotten to play Pac-Man Jr. or Miss Pac-Man. You haven't gotten to play the OG Pac-Man, and you go up and you kill it. You get the high score. But you're like resting your body up against that machine. You got your chest, arms, everything up against that. But man, someone had spilled soda or whatever all over that machine, so you just got all covered in that syrup. But in your moment of triumph, you type in Joe, and you run back to your dad, and you're just so excited to tell him, and you run and you hug up on him, and he's just, oh son, look at you, look, you're all sticky. You're my sticky Joe. And he rests his hand on your head and ruffles your hair. You're my sticky Joe. I love you, son. And he kisses your forehead. Joe, how do you accept this love? How does Joe feel when these feelings flood into him?
He was afraid at first because just knowing that he's going to lose his dad in the future, um, he's afraid of feeling that hurt. But just because somebody goes away, it doesn't mean that their love does too. So it feels warm in his chest, like even now his dad is there with him, giving him a hug. You see a sticky teardrop go down Joe's cheek.
And something inside of you starts to change on a molecular level. And if this was a movie, we would see an intense zoom in Joe's body. We would see back in the day where the syringe, as Alkenfeld injected in you, it said Project W, his synthetic Wendigo virus. We keep seeing Project W, and then slowly the letters change, and it just becomes Pac-Man. And those abnormal cells that was the Wendigo virus that was affecting you, they start to change in shape into now if observed under a microscope, they would literally look like the shape of Pac-Man. This will have an even greater effect on you later, Joe, when the time comes. And as everything just starts to fade, it has this dust-like aesthetic, but it's not that it's disappearing. It swirls, and then it's in front of you. Good. You have learned how to accept love. Now, allow me to show you the true way that to let go. Because to know love is to know when to let it go. And it is not that we are abandoning those that we have accepted our love from. No, my son. To let it go means to let it go in our story of life and to build even more great love and memories along with those that will scatter our skies. And then that dust becomes like stars in your mind. Great constellations of the events in your life of your dad. That is how we let go, Joe. That is how we let go. Joe, how do you respond?
It's peaceful. I feel my father's love but I'm not afraid to lose it. I'm not afraid to lose love in general, and I'm still Sticky Joe, whether I'm
Ex-
loved or not.
Exactly. And remember, it is not that the love has been lost, or you lost someone there. It is still there, as long as you honor those memories, Joe. Now, you are truly ready for the next steps. Let us continue our journey. And this is when finally, as if answering to the maturity of your mind, that whole MacGyver aesthetic finally leaves his body, and you see a being with hundreds of arms, multiple different faces, a glowing chakram around the back of their neck. You recognize that this is a very high Bodhisvasta. Do not worry, my son. I am still the same Siddhartha. I have just been able to achieve my nirvana. And once you achieve the same thing, you will be able to do great things with your body.
And this ain't the weirdest shit that Joe has seen in the park, so he's very accepting of this.
Joe, in this palace of your mind, so much time passes. We literally go through like a Karate Kid montage of seeing Joe on a pillar. At first, barely able to stand on it. He falls on it, falls off frequently, a few times falling on his ass or falling on his back. But then at the end, he's literally able to balance on just his thumb while he's sitting in a lotus position, holding himself up with just his thumb. There's peace, everything. And then finally at the end, Siddhartha, with one of his many thumbs, paints a third eye on your forehead. Your time here has come at its end, Joe. Now comes the true test, and allowing the practice with your physical body. Do not forget what you have learned and how you have grown in this realm.
I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Richard Dean Anderson. You always be my MacGyver. Sticky Joe goes to give him a big hug.
Siddhartha hugs you and goes, "One day you will properly get my name right. Until then, Joe. Until then." And he, with one hand and the thumb, he holds your third eye painted on your forehead, and another thumb, he touches your sternum. Lights allure up from his eyes and his mouth. The eye and the lights fill your eyes and your mouth, and you wake up. And so, allow me to show you what Peggy looks like now. So this is what Peggy looks like now, because when a Mogwai, because as I explained, Mogwais are a silica-based life form, and when it comes time for them to mate, and it is on a full moon, they will take on this full-on actual humanoid form, where they are very, very attractive. And granted, if they want to mate with a actual human like you, Joe, they can actually choose to permanently stay in this form. But that's only if they feel an intense form of love with that attachment with that individual. Peggy does. And she's just holding onto your chest happily. And Joe, how do you feel when you wake up?
Joe has not slept this good since he murdered that one annoying supervisor in the third level. Then later to then fashion his skull into his new his popcorn bowl that he still uses today. Joe looks down, he sees Peggy all snuggled up to him, and he's like, you know what? Life is good. There's more to life than just being a murder hobo. So Joe will kiss her on the forehead, and he's gonna go make some breakfast, and he's gonna get ready for the day. And
Now, before you leave out of your room, though, you see a very beautiful box on the dresser, do you open this box?
What's in the box? Yeah, I'm
As you
gonna open it.
slide the panel on this front of this ornate box, and you see a very ornate cloth bundle with something bundled inside of it, and there's a note saying, "For you, Joe, enjoy your reward." And as you unwrap the bundle, you see the DSK's head, the dwarf-sized killer's head.
Santa Claus is real.
And
So I'm gonna get that head. I am going to get it embalmed. I'm gonna get it dipped in epoxy. I'm gonna preserve this forever.
you know what? They will let you do that, but that's after you have to turn it in first. Because remember, this is part of an open investigation, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is a man of his word.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Joe. Good job. And
Thank
as
you.
we leave Joe accepting his prize and his bounty and just going to go make a cup of coffee, this is when the camera would leave this moment. We would actually go passing by now where the stage is, as Nathaniel is still just actually still in the same form and still performing now, and now Robbie has actually changed his act now to like, wait a minute, I'm gonna perform with Nathaniel. We're gonna fucking kill it if he stays like this. And right now Nathaniel's just on the stage just singing, "It feels good. Oh, 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 it feels right." And he's just thinking of Bethany as he's like grinding with the mic up against him. Bethany, you cringe in your sleep as you wake up just night sweats.
Just spirit. The spirit.
And Bethany, I will address more to what you wake up to here in a second because this is actually important. So, Bethany, not Bethany. Well, I actually have to go to. We need to actually go to Uretzi because Uretzi, you've had a very long night of studying with this. Well, he was considered a nature spirit, but you have steadily come to know, he is a entity a being from the seventh dimension. And it's just his body can't be projected there. He can't project much of his body here in the third dimension. So what mainly is shown usually is just like a element. And for him, it's normally wood. He's able to manipulate wood to show his body. And Uretzi, you're waking up, you fell asleep, there's a blanket draped on your back, and like the book you were reading just falls off your face. Poop. What is the first thing you would like to do as you awake?
I probably want to make sure, like, she didn't damage the book by waking up like that.
Thankfully, the pages are safe. Thankfully, you weren't sweating in your sleep. There's no damage to the pages. And as you're inspecting, your stomach starts to growl. You have not had anything to eat in quite a while.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But here's also another thing, though. You also notice the wood. We're just going to call him a wood nymph. The wood nymph. You start to notice, though, he has not a troubled look on his face. He's just concerned. A look of concern.
Is everything alright? Oh.
Oh, and when you actually say, "Is everything okay?" he just, actually, I wanted to tell you something seems a little off. Because I'm able to commune with the being underneath in the basement. For sakes of formality, he calls himself DG, and he calls me WN. But DG was just informing me he has seen neither of his workers, his hands, the people who take care of him. Apparently, the one that you were with during the evening time, he disappeared in the night, and the other one hasn't been seen since either. Curious.
Why am I not surprised that people are getting into trouble?
You know what? Everything I've been through since I've come to this dimension, everything I've seen, and even after being in this house, you're right. I shouldn't be surprised. It's probably nothing. As you said, they're probably just getting in trouble. And I can hear your stomach growling from here, young lady. I am sure there's some normal food you can go eat in the kitchen.
I'll do that, and I'll see about keeping an eye out for them.
Thank you. Like you said, it's probably nothing. But if you do see them, that actually would help DG feel a little better and would help me feel a little better. So thank you.
And she's gonna go find something in the kitchen so she doesn't get angry on people.
Okay, so before we go to the kitchen, because the kitchen is actually going to be a group RP moment, I just want to make sure to see how many people are going to be involved in this scene. So far, we have Sticky Joe, Yoretzi. Let me just double check with Bethany real quick. Bethany, are you going to be heading to get breakfast when you first wake up?
Yes.
Oh, and this is when you notice that the little spike, the mohawks, the Mogwai with the mohawk spike, you can see now he's actually a full-on human that's about 5'7", and he kind of looks like Tom Hardy. And he looks at you and he goes, I made the decision. I want to stay with you, Bethany. Yeah, you got 2 men interested in you, Bethany. This is going to be interesting.
Options.
Well, so what are you going to do? Do you head for breakfast in the morning?
Yes, she does. She had Spike on the head and heads to breakfast.
As we leave Bethany heading for the kitchen, that's when the camera would move and we actually come to the bedroom where Riley and Moonlight are staying in. And Moonlight, your eyes open up and you're waking up to the day.
Oh god. What happened last night? I'm gonna look around and where do I wake up at? Just my bedroom?
It's a very beautiful suite that's been prepared for you. It's so the bed that you and Riley are staying in, it's honestly it's like a double king, and it's got that beautiful it's got ebony wood style canopy draping all around it. It has the poles around the bed and then the canopy drapes that do the curtains all around the bed. And you open them all up and you're in this. The floor's actually got a very beautiful Italian marbling to it. You have an actual open like a sliding glass door that leads to a little porch to showcase out to the property, because you guys are like on the 4th story of this massive house, so you have a pretty good view over the veranda and over the hill where the house is. But as you're looking around, though, you see Riley. His face, the right side of his face, is horrendously swollen, and his body, he's just beat to hell. He's got his mouth is horribly cracked, has like where you can see it like busted open. You can see all the wounds from his fight against so-called Xavier. And as you are walking around, you see the bathroom. Do you look inside the bathroom? Because it has a copper-like smell coming from the bathroom.
Well, Moonlight looks back at Riley because she doesn't really recognize that was the, from Riley's fight. She forgot about that, and for a minute she thought she was a little too rough with him. But yeah, she goes into the bathroom to try to wash her face and wake up.
You see smashed into the window and literally embedded in the wall. It looks like a stone karambit. And pierced into that and just dripping down onto the sink, making just a little pool of blood underneath it. You see what looks like a tongue. I left you a surprise with the other blade. What does Moonlight do with this?
Wait, was that a note on the
It's
tongue, or was
It's-
that a voice?
no, it's a note in blood.
Oh, Jesus! Whose tongue is this? Okay, so she takes a deep breath in. She can't let Riley know she's panicking. Okay, Moonlight's time to dust off your soldier's boots. I'm going to calmly scan the room if I can find any clues about whose tongue this is. And just anything out of the ordinary.
Roll me a d20 real quick.
I got 17.
Oh no. Well, I mean, this is good because you discover it and you're able to see it. So you're able to see in the carpet, there's clearly what just looks like feet. Someone was standing they had the curtain of the canopy of the bed pulled open, and they were just staring at you guys in the night. And you could see you can see how they go to the bathroom and then back out through the sliding glass door. And yeah, you remember you closed it because it was chilly and you woke up to it open.
A very cold shiver runs up Moonlight's spine. Oh god. Oh god, this is like the death camps. Okay. Did we bring any photography equipment since we're on vacation?
Oh yeah, it's in your bags. There in the bedroom there with Riley, and you just hear Riley. He doesn't actually get up or anything. He's just, honey, my body feels like it's dying. Is it okay if I just stay in bed today?
Absolutely. Do you want me to grab you anything?
If you could just grab me like a delicious muffin from downstairs.
You got it, honey bunny. I go over to Riley, give him a kiss on the head, snatch my bag. I'm just gonna hit the shower first, real fast. I go back to the bathroom, and I'm gonna take pictures of the footprints, the bathroom, the tongue, at various angles, and I'm gonna clean everything up. And then I'm gonna head down and grab Riley his muffin.
You do a really good job cleaning everything up, and you get a good number of pictures. And as you're going, the camera will leave behind Moonlight as you head to the kitchen, and we go to Maury's exclusive, super private villa inside the house. And Maury, what do you first do as you wake up in the morning?
The first thing Maury typically does in the morning is calisthenics.
You start your calisthenics, and for you, Mogwais are Mogwais. Adoration is not love. They just have a great adoration and respect for you. That wouldn't make them want to decide to stay in big form. So they're still little Mogwais, and they're all joining you in calisthenics. You get a good stretch on, and your mind, you start thinking about everything you discussed with DG. And, well, Mori is a very well-learned man. Now, would he have traveled to many particular areas, like places known of like peculiarities and other weirdness?
Oh, that stuff is like right up Maury's alley. Like he goes to all kinds of strange places. And the fact he's got the money to travel into the most obscure of places, he's found some stuff.
So, when the female gas cloud, when she was telling you about In Vale, that's when it just clicked in your head, and you're like, wait a minute, that town's like only a few hours away from here. I know exactly where it's like you have had some doings there in the past. It doesn't need to be said out loud because this is the inside of your mind. You just maybe have a little chuckle to yourself because that is actually one of the best leads you could have been given, because in that memory you also know that there are people with, well, certain knowledge that you can't find anywhere else. And, well, it's lucky you're with the group that you're with, because the type of payment they ask for, well, let's just say it's not money.
Maury has dealt with many, many exchanges. Most of them have not been for money.
So, Maury, the entity, well, man, well, I can't really call it either, because you just know the encounters you've had with him, even with the eccentricities of his nature, his voice, everything, even his name, just when he appears, everything about him actually makes even you terrified. You know you need to go see Lantern Man.
Not an encounter Maury looks forward to, but sometimes it's necessary.
Now, but Maury, and your stomach actually starts to growl, and you start to get hungry. Here's my question. Do you head to the kitchen for food?
Yeah. Maury doesn't eat food from certain sources.
I gotcha. And excellent. And we would literally see like a x-ray view of the house, as everyone in their own perspective ways has entered the kitchen from literally different entrances and sides. And there is a new way we're going to be doing things in sessions going from forward. When certain events like this are triggered, when there is enough people together, this allows for what we're going to be called group RP events. This is when I say this is a group roleplay moment. I will be taking a step back, and you guys may take over the scene. Just if anything requires a roll, I'll chime in. But as of now, group roleplay, guys.
I guess you're at Seal Sarvey, like, you're missing one.
Moonlight's just a little bit distracted. I'm just gonna go and sweep some muffins. Is there anything in the kitchen besides muffins?
Moonlight, you asked a dice roll triggering question. You noticed the smell of copper. Roll a d20 real quick.
God damn it, another 17. I'm scared now.
You're going to be the first one to notice this out of the group. This is a very large kitchen, and there's actually one of those pantries, side pantries with a separate door, and this is a very large pantry, but you see a pool of blood coming from it.
Am I the only one in the kitchen at this particular moment?
Everyone's it's going to be Moonlight, Sticky Joe, Bethany, Maury, and Yoretzi.
I follow the smell of blood, and I look down and think, oh, god damn it. Pull out my camera, take some pictures. Is anyone near the pantry besides me?
Maury plans to head towards the pantry, because that's where the food usually is.
I'm gonna throw a muffin at Maury.
Maury's going to catch the muffin and just kind of stare at you.
Listen, Maury, any other day you can kill me, but I just need you to stay over there. And if you can help me with this one thing, I will owe you into whatever creepy ass shit you're into. As long as it doesn't cause me to cheat on Riley.
What do you need?
Just keep people away from the pantry.
That'll be easy.
Thank you. There's a situation I need to keep quiet about.
I'm assuming at this point in time that Maury can also smell the blood. Like, Maury's very familiar with the smell of blood.
Oh, yeah, it's very strong, Maury.
Alright. I'm going to do as Moonlight asked, and I'm going to try and keep people away from the pantry while Moonlight does whatever. And I'm going to eat the muffin.
I'm gonna hand you some more muffins to throw at people. At least that will keep Sticky Joe and maybe Bethany away. And I'm gonna go into the pantry.
So you said the smell of blood is strong, right?
If you are walking close to the pantry where actually... So, before you can approach there, Maury's actually going to hand you a muffin. You can smell some of that coppery blood-like smell. But first I have to go to Moonlight real quick, because Moonlight... Okay, so... The best way for me to describe the scene that you opened this door to, it would just be just flashes of just extreme gore, because the best way to describe this is the person that was Spencer is in and all around this room. The best way to describe what has been done to him is if you know that famous case, the final murder of Jack the Ripper, he pretty much did that to Spencer. You see Spencer there, over there, all around there, and I'm just not going to go into extreme gory detail after that. And you find a stone karambit.
And I'm going to take pictures of everything that I can without touching anything. I'm going to close the door and very quietly sneak out of the kitchen to find any of the Fae main men or godfathers or whatever.
Moonlight, I will address that after we just have finished up a little bit more with the group RP real quick. I will address what happened.
Go ahead, do that.
All right. Still, group RP is still going, everyone. And you have all just witnessed, basically... Oh, sorry, Yurtzi, just before that, right before you're about to say, I was just going to say, you all just witnessed Moonlight opening the door of the pantry. Just, you see Lily from her back, her arms and everything, her skin, everything turns fucking white from shock. You hear camera flashes, and she quickly shuts that fucking door and runs out. And now, the floor is yours.
Well, I was gonna ask, given what I am, if I could pick it up from a little farther away.
Oh, it's so very strong, Yuretsi.
Oh, she's absolutely drooling right now because she is very hungry. But can she smell it from a different direction too?
Roll me a d20 real quick.
Okay.
And while Yuretsi is rolling, is Maury able to peek into the pantry after Moonlight has just basically booked it out of there?
Yes, you may.
Do I need to roll or anything?
Oh, of course not. She did not so unless Moonlight specifically states that she wanted to try to lock it or anything, but no, you can just open it. It's simple door.
And then I got an 8.
And you got an 8?
18.
Oh, 18? Oh. Yes. You are smelling the smell of blood in another direction.
Considering Bethany just ate someone's back, wouldn't she be able to smell this too now?
If it was close enough. The only reason why Uretzi's able to smell this is because of her enhanced senses.
Well, she's gonna choose Jones purely for he's the less appetizing one. And he's like, we should go check something out. Follow me.
If anyone follows behind Uretzi, this will leave the group RP event. So does anyone follow behind Uretzi?
Maury's still kind of checking out the pantry closet.
So allow me to just address that real quick for you, Maury. You recognize Spencer's what pieces you see. This is clearly Spence, the worker for DG. But this is where you are confused. Because during your conversation with DG, you were actually you were told about how Spencer is actually not a, traditional human. He is a manufactured human. He is known what is called a regenerator. Even if even normally, if you drop like a grenade on him and blow him to bits like this, he's supposed to come back. His body's supposed to piece itself back together. But it's not happening.
Where's his head?
That you don't even have to roll for. You find the top half portion of his skull. So right underneath his head was cut in half right underneath his nose. So you find that top portion of his head.
But where's the bottom portion?
You're going to have to go hunting. Because it's not here. It's not here.
Is there any sort of trail or something around that I could possibly pick up?
Roll me a d20 real quick, Morty.
That is a nat 20. Oh my god.
You're seeing a very faint blood trail. Just a light drippage. And it's in the direction Uretzi is actually heading in. And before anything else, I forgot to ask, Moonlight, did you pick up the stone karambit?
I did.
Okay, never mind. So, thank you. Thank you very much. So, you just see the blood trail. What do you do, Maury?
Follow the blood trail. I'm going to follow Uretzi. Especially because I know Uretzi is a seasoned tracker.
All right, and then the last two people in the room is, of course, Sticky Joe and Bethany, and you two have been seeing all of this go on.
Bethany's actually going to get up, kind of walk over to where Maury is. Everyone's acting like.
Oh, so you decided to go ahead and look in the pantry, and oh yeah. So your stomach, even with everything that happened, and yeah, you have gored someone and everything, this is still just a bit overkill. This is a bit much to see. And that muffin you're sitting is not sitting so good in your stomach anymore. And, it's just a little bleh.
But then this is where Bethany starts to actually think. The dwarf science killer said that Alkenfeld hired him. So she thinks. He obviously wouldn't hire a dwarf science killer to kill her since she's kind of an insignificant employee. She was just a pet shop. Moonlight and Sticky Joe are off the table given their relationship. You're right. See, Bethany seen her fight. If Doris Fight Killer was after her, that would have been the direct shot. So, and Scruffy, who the hell's going to fight Scruffy? So that she looks at Maury and thinks the Doris Fight Alcantara sent an assassin after him. And now she's wondering, did he tell this? And I'm done. I'll go on turn thoughts.
Bethany, did you say you were following behind your Etsy?
No. Did you get any of that?
No. Because I actually was hearing where you're actually you're on the right trail, but you. I actually like this thinking, Bethany. This is good. You're close, Bethany, but it's kind of funny how. So, one more time, tell me, what do you want to do after you've come to this thought?
Well, she doesn't know this person that's dead. It's not like she's going to get it. She's wondering, if she can turn him into a stew. I mean, she just ate a dwarf, so.
Oh, you pick up some gore, you pick up a little bit, and you're like, okay, I need to make sure to get bits that are actually acceptable. And you get a good, nice selection of meat to cubify and make a stew.
She's gotten to know everybody. So she looks at Maury and decides.
Oh no, Maury's following behind your Etsy.
Well, she looks at Maury and
Sticky Joe still just with you though.
Yeah, she looks at Sticky Joe, then it says, "Joe, I think I need your help. I think Arpenfell is. I think he's trying to sabotage his own people here."
Joe always had suspicions.
With my nunchaku gun, can I see anything that others can't normally see in the room?
Roll me a d20 real quick. As you take a deep breath through your nose, let out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
I got a 9.
It's a little hard, but what I will say is what you see is, for you, if it would have been higher, this recreation of just what was basically where someone was stepping, you can see where the outline of their steps, how the dust was reacting to the light. If this was even more, you would have seen like a perfect recreation. This would have looked like the whole Batman recreate the crime scene. For now, though, it's just faint. And there is one thing that you see, though, Sticky Joe, that it comes through the clearest during all of this recreation of this crime. You see a face. Now, Sticky Joe, how were you paying attention to the man that brought you inside the house?
I believe the man who brought us inside the house, is he wearing a suit with slick hair?
Yes, and he called himself Xavier. And he was wearing a headband over his eyes to basically symbolize that he was blind. And Riley was super tense about it because he was like, wait, your Xavier was dead. What? This goes through your mind. You're remembering all this. And that face is there. This is definitely the man who killed Spencer and ripped him to pieces. Because as in the last piece of your vision, in the direction that Maury and Uretzi went, you could just see the faint outline of like him walking away holding what looks like just something gooey in his hand and walking out the back door.
There a certain color to the gooey stuff?
blood. And you definitely get the sense it was a piece of Spencer, of the person that's got killed and ripped to pieces in the room.
I would have done a cleaner job.
Do you let Bethany know about what you see?
Yes, but first, with my amazing Joe skills, I'm gonna yeet a Three Musketeer to my Dark Lord, Maury. Let's pay
Maury,
homage.
you can just hear the candy bar whooshing in the air. You hold up your hand, candy bar, a Milky Way lands in your hand, and yeah, you can go for a candy bar, so this will help. Brain food.
Exactly.
And
Then I shall tell
Sticky Joe.
Bethany.
Okay, you tell Bethany everything that I let you know. Bethany, how do you react to this knowledge?
So, well, Bethany was under the assumption that the dwarf-sized killer did the mess. So now he doesn't necessarily remember the whole encounter, but now she's just scared shitless because who is this Xavier person and how does he connect to our
Bethany, roll me a d20.
14?
You see a statue.
What does the statue look
Made of rock. It's made of rock. It's stone. Kind of looks like a man in a suit.
Would you recognize this man?
Oh, Bethany?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no. Sadly, no. It's just this statue wasn't here. It felt like it wasn't here. You don't remember it when you first walked into the kitchen, but there's a statue.
What the fuck is this?
What was that?
Like, what is the statue? Like, she's seeing this statue, so she's like, she pokes at it.
Feels like stone. It's cold. It's definitely a rock.
Bethany doesn't want to find out what this is. She's going to grab Sticky Joe and try to get the fuck out of it.
Oh, silly Bethany. You don't grab Joe. Joe grabs you. If you put your hand on him, you're just stuck.
And yeah, but yes, Bethany, you are going to lead Joe out, and as I'm just about to go to the single RP moments, I will now signify this most important event. Bethany and Sticky Joe, you did the right action. Because as you leave, everything is quiet in the kitchen. The stone statue moves, shifts. There's literally a cracking in the neck as it moves. But the thing is, as the statue steps off the platform, just everything, the shoes become normal shoes, the pants become fabric-like, and then the face area is flesh. No longer is this does he do his little fake homage of thinking of what Xavier should be. He has taken his true guise of who he is. The way he looks is it's silver hair, but there's splits in the middle as if there's been like a deliberate shaving in the middle, in each one making like a ring. And the suit he's wearing it is open in the chest area, and there's just kind of what looks like a sailor's anchor design right there in the middle of his chest. And he just looks around. Looks like I didn't have to kill them. It looks like they had the luckiest moment in their lives. I didn't have to kill them. I can't wait to kill Moonlight. And he just whistles as he just goes smaller and smaller and smaller, as if he's turning into just pebbles, and he blows away in the wind. And then in the end, in the air, Maury, Yuretsi, Bethany, you ended up dragging Sticky Joe, and you're following behind the direction of Yuretsi and Maury, so you hear over the wind as well. I am a rock. I am an island. I am alone. I need no one. I am a rock. As you hear this, Moonlight, you're panicking. You're in a panic, and you run into the Irish Don, and he's got his normal, actual human dyes. He's no longer the werepug. Hey, lassie, you look to be you have a fret on your face. What's wrong?
I hold up the stone weapon.
His eyes go wide, and he just drenched in sweat, his skin pale white, and he's just, lassie, where did you find that?
In the pantry. I believe those Mandel. Oh, parts of him. The other part I found in my bathroom, and I pulled out a clean tongue from my bag and I handed it to the Don.
His hands are shaking. The lassie, the rock humans were a legend passed down from every dawn to every dawn, and this is for every member around the world. We've always revered the rock humans. We've never, none of the members here, we luckily have never encountered one, so this, he's just shaking as he's holding his, wait, did you happen to have an encounter with the rock human, Moonlight?
It is my suspicions, yes. I found Riley was fighting against who he believes is a old friend of his, but Riley said there was something off about Xavier, and when I got Riley into the house, the person who looks like Xavier, he was looking directly at me and smiling, and it was very faint, but I could hear him mouth, "I am a rock. I am an island." I don't believe Riley is the main target, but I believe I or myself or someone else in our group is.
Before the Don can speak, you can hear coming down the stairs. You see a group of very distinguished gentlemen. These are all the Dons of all the mafias from around the world. So the legends are true. The rock humans exist. Granted, we may be silica-based beings, but we have never encountered the rock humans. And the legends were that they are a very isolated species that they don't even love themselves, that when a rock human is born, the mother literally leaves the child just in the woods to fend for itself. Something with that kind of life just must be the worst kind of being. And the other part of the legends we have always been told is when a rock human wants to mingle in everyday life, they will kill whoever they believes the most fortuitous person at that moment and take over that identity. Did Riley say anything when he first saw Xavier?
When we first arrived here, Riley bit his lip when he saw Xavier, but after Riley fought Xavier, he said Xavier wasn't the same. He didn't. It wasn't right. The movement wasn't right. The touch of his skin wasn't right. His memories wasn't right. So I know that was not Xavier. And all the legends, with all due respect, would any legends pertain what? Why would a rock creature who loves loneliness and isolation, what would they actually want?
They are apparently beings of calamity. They just like to see misery and tragedy be spread before their eyes, from what we have been told. Where they go, only misery follows.
They seek no personal gains besides chaos.
These are beings of vast age. Apparently they can hibernate up to thousands of years. That's why they are beings that know no love, because there is no one that can match that kind of lifespan. But yes, they, in all legends, they have never seeked any kind of gain, because apparently they already have attained what they needed. Vast fortunes, fame, notoriety. Apparently they're in every part of the world, in every part of the sector they have invaded. But we've heard the most dangerous of the ones in legend are the ones associated in the medical field.
Those rock people in the medical field?
Yes.
Oh.
And I pray it is not the medical team that has come and descended upon us.
Is there any way to test someone to make sure they're not a rock person?
Yes. There is only one way. You have to have them shake your hand and feel their flesh. It will not feel right. It will feel very cool. Very cold. Not as if you're holding a dead hand, but as if you're holding something that isn't right. That is the only way. This now explains why Xavier always wore gloves.
Is there any way to get my friends and co-workers out of here or away from the rock person without them knowing?
Right now, I can tell you, young lady, this house is the safest place you are at, and could be, because as of right now, we are going to have every ounce of our security protecting you all. We will not allow some pet little pretender to make a mockery of our peaceful summit. There has been no record of violence in this home since we have begun this historic summit hundreds of years ago, and he has tainted it! All of the members, you can tell and see how fucking pissed they are, Moonlight.
Thank you, and if there's anything I can do to assist, please let me know. I just don't want my friends or co-workers to be a casualty because of me.
To see such a tremendous amount of honor before us, how could we deny such a request? But we would like to alter that to also ensure that nothing happens to you as well. We promise you, we won't let him leave alive.
I give them a polite bow. Out of respect. Thank you. I hand over the weapon to whoever's nearest to me.
They take the karambits from you.
I'm gonna go check on all my friends and make sure Riley's safe as well. And I head back to the pantry.
As you're walking, Moonlight, roll me a d20 real quick.
I got a 5.
Oh no. So, Moonlight, as you're walking, something feels very, very off. Something feels very, very weird. As you're walking, you feel like you keep seeing out of the cross of your eye, not walking beside you, literally walking in the material of the wall, just as if they are a part of it. You see a being, what looks like they're wearing a boulder derby, with a scarf around their neck, with a very elaborate cane next to them. They're to your right in the wall. To the left, literally part of the staircase as they're walking still next to you. On the fucking ceiling. And then they're now, as you are just standing just there, they're right in front of you with their back to you. Are you pursuing me, young lady?
Pursuing who, may I ask?
I ask the questions. I am the head doctor. Are you pursuing me?
A doctor I am not pursuing. I would never insult you like that, because I do not know who you are.
Well, it's a wonder of you, if that's what you're wondering about. Now, young lady, I will ask you one last time. Are you pursuing me?
I did not know you until you revealed yourself. So may I ask how I can possibly pursue someone I had no knowledge of prior to?
The head doctor is now above you, as if he's merged with the chandelier, merged with the door, walking around you. Young lady, maybe you speak the truth, but my name was brought up. I do not care what Blue Hawaii does, but pursue me and no calamity.
I smile. I was not aware your day was brought up, and if it was, I must have missed it. But if you wish to have your privacy, I'm more than happy to give it to you. I'm only seeking protection for my friends. Nothing more. Your business is yours, and mine is mine.
Moonlight, if you look in the chat, he finally stands in front of you now. You see the face of the doctor. Young lady, this is your one time, because you made me pursue you. Calamity will not follow you. I am wonder of you. I am the head doctor. Do not interfere with my work. But, as I said, I do not care what Blue Hawaii gets to. He is the one that decided to abandon his work. I have things to get to. Now, you remember, do not pursue me.
And in that case, I will not.
You see
I
he's
will
literally
not.
in the windows as he's walking away. And as he's walking through the area where the Dons were, none of them can see him. And literally a brick dislodges from the top portion of the building and falls on one of the Dons' heads, killing him. To pursue me is to no calamity.
As I said, your business is yours. Mine is mine.
The name you seek is Blue Hawaii. I shall take my leave. End his life. And he leaves just with killing the one Don. Moonlight, you answered the right questions.
I am not showing it. I'm going to keep walking. And I'm going.
How is Moonlight feeling in this moment, if I may ask?
Considering she has survived an ungodly amount of battles, been tortured various ways, never in this instant has she been this fucking scared, with the exception of Alkenfeld. Actually, I think Moonlight might rate this on the same level as Alkenfeld.
I will actually tell you right now, Moonlight, if this entity did not care for anything else except for his little medical bullshit, he would make Alkenfeld look like Jesus. The head doctor is literal calamity walking. He has no care. He has no want. He's just calamity incarnate. If I may say one thing, the head doctor is literally the only supernatural thing in this world that cannot be explained.
Have you ever experienced when you look at someone and the only feeling you have is death? That's what Moonlight feels. That's what she felt. More than the rock person, more than Alkenfell, more than everything she's ever been through. She has never felt this small and helpless in her life until meeting the doctor. Which is why she decided to be very polite.
You answered perfectly, which is why series of events went the way they did. All of the Dons, they get the gist of what happened. And they know how delicately all the lives in this house balanced with what was happening in that moment, Moonlight.
Oh, thank God, because Moonlight does feel completely guilty over the Dawn.
No, they actually give you a knowing nod that you did nothing wrong and they are thankful to you.
I give him a return nod, and I'm going to very calmly head back to the pantry, as if nothing happened.
You get your muffins and you head back up to Riley. And the last thing I want to do for this session is actually one last group art roleplay event, group roleplay, because as Bethany and Sticky Joe catch up with Maury and Yuretsi, you all are falling around outside the house. And that's when you get to about the southwestern tip of the house to where it's actually, so it's directly underneath where there is going to be the patios for certain rooms and such. And this is where I will let you guys have this is a group roleplay moment.
Well, is there anything around? Why specifically this spot?
You asked the right question, Maury. Roll me a d20 real quick for an intelligence roll. You rolled just high enough. The difficulty roll was only a 4, so you just needed to beat a 12. With that 16, you get your answer. As you're standing out there, you hear a yawning coming from the room, and you see Riley step out from the room, and he leans his head over and goes, "Oh, hey guys, you're all up early in the morning? I'm just gonna be chilling in the room here. I am beat to hell. I'm going back to bed. My body hurts all over. I think that bastard broke my ribs all over. Son of a bitch." And Riley goes back into the room. And you get a piece of the answer, Maury. You're underneath Moonlight in Riley's room. Oh, and Sticky Joe and Bethany, you're now free. If you wanted to share anything you have learned, while you can during this roleplay event.
Okay. So Bethany would catch up to you, right? To Maury and just panting. Guys, there's this weird statue that showed up in the trail in the kitchen right there, and it was like cold. And I didn't know what to do. I ran here.
Could you repeat that one more time, Swirly?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
A little better, but you're still really distorted for me.
Oh God.
You're coming in a little bit better now. Not as distorted. Oh no, I heard you when I understood when you said okay there. So you're coming in clearer now.
So Bethany would catch up to everybody and just be panting and just be like, guys, there was a weird statue in the kitchen and it was cold and I don't know, like what's going on? Why is there a dead person in the bathroom back in the pantry?
That's what we're trying to figure out. And Maury's going to climb up onto the balcony and try and get into Riley's room.
Joe's gonna help lift you up.
Well,
I'm gonna serve
that
my
actually now
dark.
that negates the roll now. So thank you, Sticky Joe, because Sticky Joe is actually more than tall enough to fully extend his arms and get you just enough to start pulling yourself up. And Maury, given your job as an engineer, have some strong upper body strength, so you're able to pull yourself up easily. And Raleigh's not going to lock the glass door. He's not freaking paranoid about anything, and he's just dead asleep. He's knocked out. He took some painkillers because of how bad his body hurts. So he's asleep. He's snoring up the dickens, and you're walking around the room, Maury. And that's when you smell that copper smell, and you go to the bathroom. One question real quick. Moonlight, did you clean up the bathroom? Okay, so the note's not there. But there is where is clearly what looks like something was smashed into the mirror. But you do smell how there was some cleaning chemicals. So there was definitely something in this bathroom that was bloody. And it needed to be cleaned.
So Maury's going to assume it was part of Spencer as well, but now that there's a cover-up. And because Riley is incapacitated, it's safe to assume that Moonlight is trying to help cover up whatever's happening. So Maury is going to go back down off the balcony and going to share the information that something happened in that room, but Moonlight covered it up.
you were all told this information, and in all honesty, Maury has no time to lie. No, he's not going to lie. He's never actually lied about anything, so there's nothing else here presently at this moment. So you are all just talking about this information. Joe's just telling you, well, Bethany's just telling you about how the last thing the DSK said was Alkenfell had hired him, and he was trying to, and so obviously he was here for like some murder, and then this happens, and then all of this going through all of your minds, and you open the pantry and there's Moonlight again, because Moonlight, you got some muffins, but you forgot you wanted to get Riley some orange juice so he can at least get something for his chest, and everyone sees Moonlight. And that is where we will leave off on this session of the happiest place on earth. And oh, yes, I'm so happy. This session has been really good. I really hope I amped up the tension and terror with this one, with the introduction of this arc's main villain, Blue Hawaii. And well, dear listeners, I hope you enjoy the rest of this arc and where we go with the rest of this season, because it's going to have quite a shocking season finale. So until the next one, everyone, goodbye.